Let's give you a brief snapshot of how it's run. Several times in each lecture, the instructor pauses and asks the class a challenging question on the material. Students chat with their neighbors for a few minutes to help them figure out the answer, and then they click in with their choice. Instructors can get a record of every student's answer. A real-time histogram is created, showing the class response as a whole. The instructor discusses the question with the class and moves on from there.
I think that clickers are the most valuable addition to my classroom I've seen in over 30 years of teaching.
Clickers have absolutely changed the way we teach. I think it's now something we look forward to. It helps us to bring more innovations into our teaching.
Lecture now becomes very dynamic rather than static. I'm not just a robot presenting a pre-prepared lecture.
It evens the playing field a little bit. Everybody has a chance to kind of think about things and answer them at their own pace.
I find that teachers that use clickers in the classroom are much more in tune to what their students are understanding and what they're not understanding.
They engage students in their own learning. The students move from passively listening to my wonderful lectures to actually having to figure out things and learn them themselves.
The relaxing atmosphere, and the students feel like now they have a voice in the classroom. I think that is very important for students.
The best questions aren't about simple recall. They're challenging and conceptual, and they'll help drive the lecture.
I think the greatest challenge for the instructor is to write meaningful questions.
There's a tendency to use questions which are not challenging enough. Maybe that's because we all feel good when 80% of the students give the right answer.
My personal philosophy is the higher the level at which you challenge the students, they will rise to the occasion.
It seems to make the class hook together much more nicely when the clicker questions are part of the lecture rather than, I'm done with something, let's see if you got it. It's not a quiz, it's part of the class.
Clicker questions aren't helpful when I'm just repeating what the teacher has just given me. I like to have the questions progress the class rather than just a regurgitation of what I've been told.
The best questions that I have to ask for peer discussion are questions that have come from the students themselves.
That's really where you want to zoom the clickers in on. Something where it's not trivial, it's not memorization, it's an idea that they're struggling with.
Well-formulated clicker question should make you think, and it should make you address the concept at hand, but it shouldn't be too tedious or laughably simple, because that's just a waste of time.
The power of clickers is that they can get students to articulate their reasoning, which in turn can help them make sense of the material.
I think I learn better when I talk to other people around me. There's something about debating and in a sense teaching other people when you think you've got the right answer, or learning from other people when they've got the right answer, that's really helpful in that learning process.
Students are learning more and more deeply when they're figuring things out for themselves.
I love clickers.
I definitely feel more involved when a class uses clickers.
But this isn't automatic. Clickers won't promote class
For a
participation.
successful experience for both the students and the instructor is that everybody should buy into it.
So if you want your students to hate your use of clickers, fail to explain that it's a device to improve learning. They will assume it's a device to track them or to test them, and they will resent that.
It's just always been amazing when that light bulb finally comes on for them and they're so stuck and they're so just disappointed in themselves and don't understand why they don't get it, and then all of a sudden there's just a glimmer and they just go from to they take that deep breath and they're like, oh, I get it. And that that is the most rewarding thing ever as a teacher.